Hi card makers, I'm Tiffany from Cards with Tiffany, and I'm back with another video tutorial using the 2016 August Stamp of the Month stamp set, the Purr-fect Halloween. So let's get started. So the materials that I'm going to be using today are these right here. Now you can find all the sizes that I've used along with a list of materials on my website, cardswithtiffany.weebly.com, and I'll have the link in the description below. Now if you go to the website, go to the Stamp of the Month tab, scroll to the bottom till you see card recipes, and you click on that, you'll find your downloadable printable PDF file. Now while you're also there, you might want to check out the info tab on my giveaway because August is soon coming to an end. So we're going to start with all of our stamping. That's what I usually like to do first. So we'll put these pieces aside. You're going to need a few scraps of white daisy cardstock. And we're also going to need our foam to stamp on. We are going to be doing some cutting out today, just to prepare you for that. So I'm going to start with my cat, and I want two of my cat. So I got my black ink, got that open. Now to save time, I've already stamped and cut out one of my cats. So this is just my second cat here. Ink it up nice and well. And I'm going to stamp him over to the side because we're going to be stamping some other things and cutting them out as well. Awesome. So put that aside. So now to decorate my cat, and I'm just going to bring my other cat over here as well. Now to decorate my cat, one of my cats, I just want to have the cat to have normal eyes. So I'm just using these eyes here. So we'll just get those and get my small block. And I'm going to stamp those in the black as well. And I'll do it to the cat that I've already stamped and cut out. Perfect. So we'll just put that cat aside now because that cat's already done. She's all good. Now for this cat, I decided that I want to use this mask here. But I don't want it in black. I want it in Gypsy. Now Gypsy is retired, so Pansy, one of the new colors this year, that will work perfectly too. So got that. I'm just going to trade blocks here, pick up my mask, and I'm gonna just stamp that off to the side like that. Now I'm not done with it yet. Before I put away my my Gypsy ink, I'm going to take it, and I've already squeezed it, but I'll show you. We're going to squeeze the lid together, just like so. Open it up, and I'm not going to turn it. I'm going to use that pool of ink there, and I'm going to be taking one of my close to my heart blending pens, and I'm going to color in the mask with the Gypsy. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the ink, and I'm just going to like paint almost with it. And all I'm doing is I'm pulling the color down, and you don't notice it does going to get lighter as you go. So if you want it all dark, you're just going to have to pick up more ink, or if you don't mind the light and dark, it's totally up to you. It don't matter to me as long as it's all colored in. Just like so. And I absolutely love using these blending pens because I'm able to use the same colors as my inks to do my coloring with. And you don't need a whole bunch of these blender pens. You don't need one for each color that you want to use the ink because you can just clean them off when you're done with them. So just a little more there. There. And to clean it off, you just take it and just wipe it off like so. So we have that done. Now for my other cat, I want to have the bat. I want to decorate that cat with the bat. So I'm going to take my bat, pick the bat up, and I'm going to use the black for this one. So I ink my bat up in the black and stamp him over here. Awesome. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to color him in actually with the black. Now make sure you're not using your archival black, because that's a permanent ink and we don't want that. We want the water-based. So I got my pool of ink there. Taking my pen, and I'm picking up a little bit of the black. Now I want to be able to still see the lines in his wings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on one side and I'm going to color it in, and as I go down, it's going to get lighter. See that? See how, so you can still see the effect, or the line, sorry, in his wings. I'm going to do the same with the other side. Start dark and work our way down. And it's just pulling that color and using. And I'm going to do the same with his body. I'm not going to pick up as much because I want to be able to see his little eyes. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. Perfect. And don't forget to clean off your brush when you're done. So now we're not quite done our stamping. We're going to still need our black, but we're not going to need our pool. So I'm going to put this aside. Now we're going to be using this banner that comes with it. Now this is how I put mine on because it's right flimsy. So this is best to flop it down because it's just going to take its shape. And I'm going to take my long block here and pick it up. That way I know it's not distorted going on. Now, if you have a Cricut cartridge or a Cricut machine and you have the art philosophy, you can cut out the shape. Now, if you don't have it, it's okay, you don't need it. Very simple to cut out, so you can just cut it out. So we're going to ink up my banner. And make sure you get it in the center. Just like that. Sometimes it sticks, just give it a little flick off the end. Perfect. Now, we're going to stamp in there, have a perfect Halloween. And where I stamped in the gypsy or the pear, whatever you may have, I'm going to stamp that to bring that color in. So put my block away here and bring in my gypsy. So now I'm going to pick up my block, ink that up, and just stamp that in the center. Like that. And that is all the stamping we did. I know we did a lot of stamping, but that is all of our stamping that we're going to be doing today. So now we can put away this. There, so now let's go back to our pieces. So we have our banner with our, have a perfect Halloween. We have our cat, and we have our other cat. So now we're going to cut out our pieces. Now when I cut out my cat, I like to leave a little bit of white. And it don't have to be perfect. It's however you like. Some people like to get in there with all the little detail. I'm not that fussy. I kind of like it to match my banner there, to have a little bit of that white edge. Just like so. And I'm definitely not going to cut it around his feet there. That does not bother me whatsoever. And if you don't like cutting, you could just simply just cut out like a smaller square and cut it out that way. Tail's in the way there. Can't cut off his little feet. Can't do that to our little cat. And if you haven't noticed, I do have an Instagram account as well, Cards with Tiffany. You should check that out. I go and post when I have a new video up, and definitely you can subscribe to my channel as well so you don't miss anything. Any of my card tutorials. And there we have our cat cut out. Ta-da! Just put these to the side. And we're going to do the same with our mask and our bat. Now these aren't too difficult to cut out. Nothing like our little cat there. I love this stamp set so much. Being able to take your cat and decorate him or her up for Halloween. It's awesome. You don't have to be the perfect cutter also. So there we have our mask. and our bat. Now, when I first made this card, I'll have to tell you, I didn't color in my bat and the little mask that the other cat has on. And I looked at it, and for the longest time, like, I liked the card, but it was just something was missing. So I went back in and I got my blending pen, and I went and colored it in, and it was just like, that's what it was missing. Sometimes just having that too much white, I didn't like it. So it's just, wow. So yeah, don't forget about that blender pen. It's great. Now for coloring big ears, like if we want to color the cat in, I wouldn't recommend using your blender pen to color your cat in. And there. So next what we're going to do is we're going to start to assemble all of our pieces together. So I have that. I have my layer, and I have my glitter. I'm going to go and dovetail both ends. So all I'm going to do is cut up the center. It's probably easy to see on the back if I turn it around. Cut up the center. And I'm just going to take the corner and go up to where I've cut. And there we go. And it don't matter if it's right in the center, you're never going to know. And there's other ways that you can do it. I just find this is the easiest way to make a dovetail. There we are. So next what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of doodling on this card first. So what I'm going to do is take my journaling pen from Close to My Heart, and I absolutely love my doodling. And if you watch my past videos, we're going to do something slightly different yet again with the doodling. So usually I do it very close to the edge. I'm going to come in a bit further this time. And I'm just going to do my line across. And I'm going to do a second line, very close. And I actually want it to come in and touch and come back out and touch, just like so. I'm going to turn it and do the same thing. I'm going to go down the edge and come back up and come in and out, like so. And go down our next edge. And why I'm doing this is just to build a frame for my card. And one more side, actually I should cut this down a little bit like that. There we go. And connect. There. So got that done. I've got a beautiful frame, and I'm just going to take, and where my line's connected, I'm just going to do two little marks as if it's like stuck down. And I'm just going to do that a few places around the card. And maybe just right there. Perfect, just like so. So maybe I'll do one more down here. There. Perfect. So next I got a wedge from my sponge. So I just took my sponge and I cut it down into a whole bunch of little wedges. And you can clean your sponges when you're done, just rinse them out with water. So I'm taking my sponge and I'm going to ink or sponge around the edge of my card. So just flick it a little in the black ink. And I'm just flicking along the side. Now you can go darker or lighter with this depending what you want. I'm just going back over a little just to bring it in. And why I did that is because when I made the card, when I laid down the sorbet, sorry, this is sorbet cardstock. When I laid down the sorbet cardstock, I found it got lost on the white. I didn't like it. So that's why I decided to do this, just to pull some of that black in. And I just go around all the sides, just flicking like this, going back and forth. What I'm kind of doing is I'm flicking lightly on the edge first, where there's lots of ink, and then when there's a little less, I'm kind of flicking in a little further. Make sure you get the corners. So there we are. Just look at that. Look at the difference, the depth that made with now we have our frame with our journaling, and now our edging or flicking, whatever you'd like to call it, with the black. So now we're done with that, so we'll put that aside. Now no more ink, I promise. We're done with the ink. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces ready. So I'm going to bring in my card base, and I'm using the white thick card from Michaels. I already have it scored. It's 5.5 by 8.5. So I fold that and take my bone folder and really crease that. I find when I do that, it just helps makes the card just stand so much nicer. So we got that. Now we're gonna try something. Usually I do this after. Well, we can. Let's start building it, okay? So we're gonna start and we're gonna take down our sorbet layer and we're going to put that down first. So using any adhesive of your choice, you can use rolly tape, double-sided tape, Tombow, whatever you'd like. Make sure your card opens up right. And we're gonna stick that down just like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our drilling pen again and see what I mean about how that white, the black around the sorbet just brings the card all together. Well, some more of that white, we're going to create another layer. So instead of using our black paper, we're going to take our journaling pen and just do our journaling, or sorry, our doodling around the outside. And it just looks like, without using paper, it looks like we have an extra layer in there. Just like so. There. Wow, just the way it just pops out like that. So next what we're going to do is we're going to have to put down our little cats. So we're going to put our cats down. So we're going to just do some placement. So I kind of have the cats like there, maybe kind of spread out like that. Then we're going to have down our glitter paper, like so. And then this is going to go over the middle like that. Perfect. So now we'll just put these up and bring in our adhesive again. Oops, he stuck to my fingers there. It's very sticky. So right about there. And our other cat. And like I said, I'm using the bat and the mask. You could have used whatever you like for your cat decorate. That's why I like it with the stamps, that you can decorate the cats how you like them to be. So we got our cats down. So now we're going to take our glitter paper. And so this is different than the shimmer trim that Close to My Heart has. This doesn't have the sticky on the back. I tried to peel the back off. There's none there. And line that up. So that should go all the way to the edge. And I kind of want his little feet kind of sticking out a little bit. Just a wee bit. So there we are. Got that done. So now we're done. We're going to be needing some pop dots. And I'm actually going to be using the big ones again today. So I'm going to take this and we're going to pop that up. And where it's a bigger space, I'm actually just going to pull these two out like this. And I'm just going to cut a piece off that will fit in there. I don't like to waste anything, so this perfect size. Peel off the back. And just pop that down on there. And we're going to stick that right in the middle. Just like that. Now we're going to take our little bat and we're going to cut one of these in half. Whoops! They're flying. And stick him kind of off the top of her head. And we'll take this one and stick it. It's always good, you can cut these down and like so. And you can definitely use the ones too close to my heart. I just like having the extra little pop right where his eyes would go. Now, 2 more little touches and then we'll be done. So the first touch I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Bitty Sparkles from Close to My Heart, the itty bitty little gems like that, and I'm going to pick one off and I'm going to put them on the edge here on, whoops, just like that. Just a little bit of bling I want to bring to this card. We already got the silver in the and our paper there, so we don't want too much. I just thought it was missing something. Oops, it's on my finger, not on the paper. There we go. And last but not least, we can't go without a little bit of our shimmer. So I've got my paintbrush, whoops, squeeze it a tiny bit, and I'm just going to paint over the mask. And I'm also going to paint over the bat. A little bit of sparkle. It's not too much. It's not like the paper at all, but just enough that when someone's holding it up and it catches the light, they'll be like, whoa, just look at that little bit of sparkle in there. Now remember, it takes a little time to dry, but there we go. We have our perfect Halloween. I absolutely love it. And like I said, you can decorate your cat however you'd like, and great for a cat lover on Halloween. So thanks for joining me today, and happy card making.